and welcome to Compassion Christian. My name is Pat 2008. On this channel, I specialize in live streaming of a variety of games and activities. Today, we'll be reading Luke 19:20. I am also an affiliate with the company DUBBY. Very exciting. Um, there'll be more detail about it in the description at the bottom of the video. Also, I have a Patreon. There'll be more description about more details about that in the description. Let's jump into the video, girls. Oh yeah, there'll also be scriptures on the screen so you can follow along. Chapter 19. He entered Jericho and was passing through. There was a man named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was rich. He was seeking to see who Jesus was. On account of the crowd, he could not because he was small of stature. So he ran up, down, and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was about to pass the way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for I must stay at your house today. So he hurried and came down and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all grumbled. He has gone in to be the guest of a man who was a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said to the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will restore it fourfold. Jesus said to him, Today salvation has come to this house, since he is also a son of Abraham. For the Son of the Man came to seek and to save the lost. Parable of the 10 minas. As they heard these things, he proceeded to tell the parable, because he was near Jerusalem, and because he supposed that the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. He said therefore, a nobleman went to a far country to receive himself, and then he returned, calling 10 servants, gave them 10 minas, and said to them, Engage in business and you shall come. But his citizens hated him, and sent a delegation after him, saying, When do we not this man reign over? And he returned, having received the kingdom, ordered servants to him he had given money to him and called to him. He might know what had gained by doing business. The first came before him, saying, Lord, your mitre made 10 minas more. He said to him, Well done, good servant, as you have been faithful in very little. You shall have authority over 10 cities. The second, Lord, your mitre has made 5 minas. And he said to him, And you are over 5 cities. Then the other came, saying, Lord, here's a mitre which I have kept laid away in it, for I was afraid you are your man. You take what you did not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. He said to him, I will mend you with your own words, you wicked servant. You knew that I was a severe man, taking what I did not deposit and reaping what I did not sow. Why did you put my money in the bank, and at, at my coming I might have collected it in interest? He said to those who stood by, Take the mitre, give it to the one who has 10 minas. He said to him, Lord, he has 10. I tell you that everyone who has more will be given. From the one who has not, even one shall be taken away. But for as those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them. Bring them here and slay them before me. The triumphal entry. How about that? And when he had these things, he went to Jerusalem. When he drew near to Bethphage and Bethany at the mount called Olivet, he sent two of his disciples, saying, Go into the village in front of you, where an inn you will find a colt tied, and on which no one has ever yet sat. Tie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, Why are you tying it? You shall say this, The Lord has need of it. Those who sent away found it just as he told them. And as they were untying the colt, the owner said to them, Why are you untying the colt? And they said, The Lord has need. And they brought it to Jesus, throwing their cloaks on the colt. They set Jesus on it. As he rode along, they spread their cloaks on the road. As he was drawing near, already on the way down the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of his disciples began to rejoice and praising God with a loud voice for all the mighty works that he had seen, saying, Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. Some of the Pharisees and the crowd said, Teacher, rebuke your disciples. He said, I tell you, these were silent. The very stones would cry out. The very power. Jesus weeps over Jerusalem. When he drew near and saw the city, he wept over it, saying, would that you, even you, had not had known on this day the things that make for now that they are written from your eyes. For the days will come when your enemies set up a barrier around you and to surround you and hem you on every side, tear you down to the ground, and you and your children within, and they will not leave one stone upon another you, because you did not know the time of your salvation. Jesus cleansed the temple. And he entered the temple and began to drive out those who sold, saying to them, It is written, My house shall be a house of prayer, but you have made it an den of robbers. He was teaching daily in the temple. The priests and the scribes and the principal people were sick. They did not find anything they could do. All the people were hanging on his word. Chapter 20. One day Jesus was teaching in the temple and preaching the gospel. The chief priests and scribes, elders came up and said to him, Tell us by what authority do you do these things, or who is it that gave you authority? He answered them, I also will seek you a question, and tell me, was the baptism of John from the heaven or from earth, man? And they discovered it, and they discussed it with one another, saying, If we say from heaven, he will say, Why did you not believe? But if we say man, all the people will stone us to death, for they are convinced that John was a prophet. So they answered that they did not know where it came from. And Jesus said to them, Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things. The parable of the wicked tenant. And began to tell the people the parable of the man who planted the vineyard, let it out to tenants, and went into another country for a long while. The time came, he sent a servant to the tenants, so that they give him some of the fruit of the vineyard. The tenants beat him and sent him away empty. Sent another servant, but they also beat and treated him shamefully, sent him empty-handed. And he sent yet a third. This one they wounded and cast out. Then the owner of the vineyard said, what shall I do? I will send my. Perhaps they will respect him. The tenants saw him, said to themselves, this is the heir. Let us kill him, but the inheritance may be ours. And they threw him out of the vineyard and killed him. And when the owner of the vineyard, what then will the owner of the vineyard do to them? And he will come to those tenants and give the vineyard to others. And they heard this, said, surely not. But he looked directly at him and said, what then is it that is written? Stone that builders rejected on the corner. Everyone who falls on the stone will be broken to pieces, and when it falls on anyone, it will crush them. Paying taxes, Caesar. Scribes and the chief priests ought to lay hands at the very hour, for they perceived that he had told this parable against them. They feared the people. So they watched him and sent spies who were preaching Caesar, that they might catch him in something he said, as to deliver up to him the authority and justification of the governor. They asked him, Teacher, we know that you speak and teach rightly and show no partiality. Truly teach the way of God. Is it lawful for us to give a tribal trouble to Caesar? But he perceived their craftiness, said to them, show me a denarius. Who likeness description does it have? Said Caesar. Said to them, then render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, to God the things that are God's. They were not able in the presence of catch him what he said. Marveling at his answer, they became silent. Sadducus asked about the resurrection. They came to him, some Sadducus, those who deny that there was a resurrection. And they asked him a question, saying, Teacher, Moses wrote for us that if a man's brother dies, having a wife, but no children, a man must take the widow and rise up offspring for his brother. And they were 7 brothers. The first took a wife and died without children. And the second and the third took her, and likewise all 7 left no children, died. Afterward, the woman also died. The resurrection, therefore, whose wife will the woman be? For the 7 had her as a wife. And Jesus said to them, sons of this age marry and are given in marriage, but those who are worthy attain to that age, the resurrection, dead, either marry or are given in marriage, for they cannot be, for they cannot die anymore, as they are equals to angels and are sons of God, being sons of the resurrection. But that the dead are raised, even the passage about the bush, where he calls the Lord, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Now he is God of the dead and the living. For all lived to him. Then some of the scribes answered, Teacher, you have spoken well. They no longer dare to ask him any question. Son is, but he said to them, can they say that the Christ is David's son? For David himself is the rock of Psalm, book of Psalms. The Lord said to him, the Lord said, my Lord, sit at my right hand, till I make your footstool. David calls Lord. So how is it where the scribe? In the hearing of all the people said to the disciples, where scribes who like to walk around in long robes and love greetings in marketplaces, best seats in synagogues, places of honor, at feasts, to devour widows, houses, break pretense, make long prayers, they will receive great commendation. That will do it for today. Thank you for Passion Christian. We appreciate your presence and hope that our stream provided you inspiration. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Never it's an opportunity to join our community spreading God's love. If you find our content meaningful, I finally invite you to supporting me on Patreon, where you gain exclusive access to special perks. You'll get a weekly devotion and have higher tiers if you want to choose. Thank you for being part of my mission to share the message of Christ. I look forward to seeing you next. God bless.